Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to MYC Uncensored, or if you're new here, welcome. This is Satini, and today I've got a new guest.
Hi everyone, my name is Yeshi. I'm one of the volunteer student here at MYC.
Yeah, so how you
Welcome.
feeling, Yeshi?
Bit nervous, first time doing this, but I'm pretty good.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I know you're gonna do just fine.
thank you.
So, the topic we've got today is balancing expectations around self-worth and value. That's a really,
Yes,
really
it's a powerful
intense.
topic.
Yes,
It
exactly.
is.
So, would you like to start us off?
Sure, it's
Mm-hmm.
a really powerful topic. Expectation around self worth touches on how we think we
Mm-hmm.
should feel about ourselves versus how we actually feel.
Yeah.
Expectation can come from a lot of places like family, culture, society, even social media, and they often shape our internal narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when I think of self-worth and value, I think something that's always attached with it is self-doubt, which is really, I mean, like if there's someone out there that hasn't experienced self-doubt, like,
It'll be a lie.
wow. Yeah, like how does it feel? Because
Yeah.
I'm sure like most of us have experienced at least a few instances in our lives where you've just had that doubt in yourself that was like, oh, I'm not good enough, or this is not enough, or that
Mm.
kind of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't you think?
exactly. Yeah, we all have felt that, to be honest. We all
Yeah.
have our downfall, our shortcoming, and there's always negative thought about expectations and meeting those expectations. Like
Yeah.
it could be, some common expectation people have around our self worth. I need to achieve X to be valued. If
Yeah.
people don't like me, I must not be good enough. All those thoughts,
Mm.
and yeah.
So then how do we Oh, actually, my question is, well, a rhetorical question, I guess. It's like, how do we even value how do we weigh up our self-worth? Like, is there a scale that shows, oh, this is how much I'm valued, or this is how much worth I am?
Look, in my opinion, I reckon it will come down to self love at the end of the day.
Self-love,
Does that make
yes.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like being able to recognize your strength and weakness is very effective,
Mm-hmm.
not only in managing expectation, but in building a healthy self esteem and fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there is also three important aspects of positive self worth, which is self confidence, self esteem, and self worth.
Mm.
Yeah, it will come down to that. With self worth, it would be like my sense that I can do things well. With self esteem, it would be my inner relationship within yourself.
Yeah.
It's really
Mm-hmm.
important. And the third one will be self worth is your sense of belonging, your uniqueness within, your most important being relationship.
Yeah. And so when I hear that, I'm thinking the main factor in this is just putting yourself first,
It
right?
is.
And some people think that putting yourself is selfish, you know? Some people think it's like the
It's
worst thing that you
tough.
can do. But if anything, it's probably the best thing that you can do.
It
Like one
is.
of the most positive things you can do, because I strongly believe that if you look after yourself and put yourself first, then that's when you just suddenly value everything else around you. Like
That's
you're able to
true.
treat others better, just do
Definitely.
things better, because, and you're not putting how
Mm.
should I say? You're not putting oh, I lost my track. Let's just say that you're not putting someone else's expectations
Above
of.
yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely.
Because honestly, why should you put theirs
That's
above
true.
yours?
Yeah, you gotta put yourself first.
Yeah,
Yeah, it'll
no, for
come down
sure.
to that. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a eternal sense of being, valuable, deserving, of respect, independent of, external achievement or validation.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta love yourself.
Mm. And then obviously when we speak about self-love and stuff, it's have building that confidence within yourself.
Definitely,
And then I think we've mentioned in like other podcast episodes, but small things like embracing your small wins,
definitely.
um
Yes.
can definitely increase your self-worth, and just that value within yourself, like, I can do this and this,
Definitely.
and that
Yeah.
already is an achievement in itself,
It is.
right? Visualizing success is another thing as well. I think so many humans are so set on thinking that they're a failure
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, even though failing can be a both like a lesson, like a good and bad thing.
Yes.
But I think like thinking higher of yourself is always the best way to go. And then repairing inner dialogue.
Mm.
So basically, how I mentioned, just speaking highly of yourself,
Mm-hmm.
because when you force that mentality onto yourself, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna believe it,
Yes,
and then everyone else is
definitely.
gonna believe it as well. Because
Yes.
then, if you don't believe it yourself, then why should others?
That's definitely
Yeah.
affirmation.
Yes,
Yes.
affirmations. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and then practicing your well-being
It
thing.
does,
So,
yeah.
taking self-care days, going spa, going on walks, journaling if that's your thing, getting
Mm-hmm.
creative, all
Yeah.
those kind of things. Because
Yes.
when you appreciate yourself, and then you'll be like, oh, I am worthy. You know.
Definitely. Like one of the main reason we feel that we have failed is because we always focus on the result rather
Mm.
than actually enjoying the process.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like we're
Mm.
all fall, but at the end of the day, it's all about learning,
Yes.
from your mistakes and getting back up. Don't count how many times you fall, just, count how many times you get back up.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's when resilience comes in,
Yes.
bouncing back up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. And then also, people work too hard on themselves to kind of, um, I don't know, kind of create the self worth to be, how should I say? Like when some individuals reflect on their own self worth and value, they always attach it to something materialistic. So
Definitely.
it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm worthy because I can finally get a new car, and then people can see, oh, like she's hardworking, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But then, like we've said in a previous episode, it's like the small steps, like the steps that lead to that destination.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. I think it's one of those things again where it's always easier said than done, especially if you've gone through rough experiences where you have had your self worth questioned.
Mm-hmm.
For an example, like bad relationships can always be,
It ruins your self-esteem.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they can, like if it's really really toxic, people go through like,
It destroys who they are.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that breakup just ends them.
Awful.
And then they're like, I'm not even worthy of being loved. I'm not even worthy
Yeah.
to be cared of.
It's
Like,
sad. Yeah.
but then it's like, why let that person, or why let that experience really
Define
define
who they
exactly?
are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. It's tough.
Mm.
Because we always seek validation from other people, especially those who we love in relationship. It's like seeking that validation from your partner, from the person that you love. But when that relationship crumbles, you don't know who you are after the
Yeah.
breakup and things
Yeah.
like that. And that's when people struggle to get back up, losing themselves. And it's not worth it, to be honest.
Yeah,
But it's a part of life.
it is.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like, yeah, there's just, it's gonna be a long process, especially if you've had this mindset for a very very long time. It's gonna, I think the best way to kind of go through it is to seek a therapist or professional to really, get to those the deep root of that, that feeling
Pain,
of
yeah.
not feeling worth it, and then work through it
Work
with them,
through it, yeah.
because that's the best thing that you can do for yourself. Like we said, putting yourself first
I agree.
is probably the best thing you can
Best
do.
thing, yes.
And especially because like a lot of us experience imposter syndrome, which is attached to the other podcast episode of feeling like you're behind everyone else. And imposter syndrome is when you feel like you're when you're there but you feel like you
You're
don't
not
belong there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when when it comes to self-worth, I think a lot of people think like, oh, should I really should I really feel like I am worth something, or should I even really feel like I'm being valued, or that I am like worthy of being valuable?
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's a tough question.
I
Yeah,
think this is something that's really, really deep, and
it
something
is.
that you just have to work within yourself.
Yourself,
Because
100%.
we can say all these things, go practice well-being and stuff, but it's all in the mindset. And obviously, your mind is probably the most powerful thing,
It is.
in your
Yeah,
body, like your mind, your brain, all that kind of stuff.
it
But
is. Yeah,
damn, this is deep.
it is deep.
Like
Yeah,
just quickly, another thing is that
sure.
I think people have to start when they're shifting their mindset is accepting that there's dual truths, yeah. And I read it, and then it was about that you can make a mistake and still be worthy.
Of course.
Like,
Like nobody's perfect as humans.
yes,
Yes,
that's
none
it.
of us are perfect, to be honest. The burden of perfection on how unrealistic expectations shapes our self-worth, on how society, culture, or family ideal creates impossible standards for us. So don't get caught up on that, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I would say.
And then if you are being surrounded by people that are constantly telling you like, oh, like basically, for a lack of better words, like you ain't shit, like, then hopefully you can find people that
That is,
uplift you.
yeah, definitely.
Because,
We
I don't-
gotta surround ourselves with the right people,
Yeah.
that motivates us, see the best in us, even on our lowest days.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. We need people like that and friends, family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
It's a
really,
deep topic.
yeah, very
Yeah,
deep
it
topic. I
is.
mean, obviously, like if any of you are listening and this is something that you're dealing with, you can always reach out to us if you want to talk about it much deeper. Because yeah, when it comes to this topic, there's more than just this.
Yeah.
There's always a deeper cause to these feelings, and I hope
Yeah.
that you find it within yourself that you can reach out and get that help, because you shouldn't have to deal with these feelings.
I agree. Yeah.
No one ever should, and if ranting to someone like us can help alleviate some of that pressure and those feelings, then we'd be more happy to be that person for you. But yeah, any final words, Yashi?
That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got used to it. Not bad.
Yeah, it is a deep topic for your first.
It is, to be honest.
for your
Yeah,
first
there's a lot
podcast.
to dig deep into.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, if you guys need more on this, you guys can talk to professionals. Like Satini said, you guys can reach out to her. Or
Yeah.
100%.
No, for sure. But remember, that it is basically a universal experience. Just because someone doesn't share that they are feeling worthless and stuff, there are some people around us that are feeling this way. And if, like I said earlier, if you want to reach out to someone, reach out to them. If no one is listening to you, we're here. There's always the internet. Someone's always there for you.
Yes,
So,
definitely.
thank you guys for listening, and then we'll see you in another episode.
All right.
Bye.
Bye, guys.